right. Good morning. Welcome back. Let's talk about the topic today, the importance of setting goals, how and why it works. Okay, so let's talk about that. And I got some quotes, and there's a bunch of stuff that I've been reading, and I'm just putting it together into one topic for you guys. All right, so this quote I referred to before. I pulled it up, so I'm not paraphrasing. Okay, it's from Tesla, the original Tesla. And he goes, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay? If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay? So, talking about setting goals and how it works, and these faculties that we've been given, understanding this quote as being the core, all right? You see, we're living in a world where we have five senses and we use it all day long, from what we can see, taste, hear, feel, touch, right? Smell. And all day, every day, every living animal on the planet will have these senses. Although the beautiful thing about humans is we have a little bit more advanced faculties than everybody else. And these consist of things like perception, intuition, will, memory, reasoning, imagination being one of them. And the imagination is what I want to hone in on and talk about today, because that is the core on how setting goals and why and how it all works. Is all on the imagination. And it goes back to this frequency and vibration, okay? So don't forget that. So let's look at some other quotes. Napoleon Hill, guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich, all right? We'll come back to that later, because we will reference the book that he wrote. There's a 6-step approach on how to set proper goals in there, right? He goes, imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable, powerful force the world has ever known. Man, that's a crazy quote. Think about that, okay? Imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. You know, for one of the wealthier people in the world, that's what he says about imagination, right? How about Einstein? He goes, it's more powerful than knowledge, imagination. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. And that's what Einstein says about imagination. Okay? So how does this all work? So imagination. Everybody has an imagination, by the way. That's the one thing about being successful, I believe, is equal opportunity, because it's all about the imagination, and we've all been given that, right? Not really one person has more imagination than another. We all have equal. Maybe some people practice it more than others, and it becomes just more, I guess, comfortable, or something they use more than we've all been given it, is the bottom line, right? If you look at kids up until 4 or 5 years old, our imaginations are rampant. It keeps going. And really how our system works, which is, I think, the challenge, is right when we get into the school system, they coin us as not paying attention, or they say we're daydreaming all the time. And we've been conditioned and trained to shut down this amazing tool we've all been given called imagination, right? And imagination, even just go back to the quotes that everybody was talking about, that's where everything's birthed, right? Bob Proctor, he goes, we can build anything in our imagination. That's where the creation begins in your life, right? And that's what Bob Proctor says. He goes, look around you. Anything that you think is pretty phenomenal, think about it 5 years back. Anything you have today that wasn't around 5 years ago, someone once had to think about it. Just think about this concept right here. You know, we got a mic here, we got a video camera, we're recording through this one platform, and we shoot it through the internet, and anybody from anywhere around the world at any given time can now access this video, if we allow that to happen. You know, someone had to think about that for that to all happen. So we need to understand goal setting and imagination are closely tied. That's why they say you gotta write your goals down and read it 2 times a day, right? There was a study, I don't know the exact number, just know that it's high, something along the lines that top 5% of the people who graduate university had goals, and 20 years down the road, those 5% have more wealth than the 95 combined. I don't know the exact numbers. My mind doesn't work that way. It's not the details. I just know that setting goals will get you further than not. Okay, so how does that work? You see, I even took a course, PSI. I took this course. They talk about workshopping. Okay, it's phenomenal. It's how the imagination work minds is me setting goals in my mind in real time, and I can feel it. So it's not just setting goals and reading it 2 times a day. I actually go into it and feel what my goals is all about. Because once you can imagine it, you can feel it, you can live it out, you start sending out that level of frequency and that level of vibration. Once you send out that frequency and that vibration, you start attracting things in your life that would match up to that, right? It really is just that simple. They always say what you think about, come about. Here's the challenge. We've all been given this tool called imagination, yet most people misuse it because we've never been trained to use it properly. Guess what most people think about most? Do you think most people think about things that serve them, or do you think people think about things that don't serve them? Right? Is it fair that people now are so concerned they're thinking about debt all the time? They're thinking about how to pay for their bills all the time. They think about these things that don't serve them, and they don't understand how this goal setting frequency world works. And they're putting out there things that they don't want, they're worrying about, and they just bring more of that into their own life. Once we understand this concept, we have to actively retrain, reopen up. For most people, when's the last time they sat there and started imagining things, start daydreaming again, and start using this dreaming machine again? And we got to wake that up. We got to dust that thing off and start using it, right? Man, I got goals everywhere. I'll share with you some. I have this card that I wrote goals on, and I keep it on me all the time. And so far, for the year, 2 out of the 6 has already been done, and we're a third through, right? Here, this is my day timer, right? You guys seen it in previous videos. I wrote 3 months goals, okay? So I broke it down. So within the first 3 months, I wrote 6 things that I want to accomplish. And they're not small goals, by the way. And we knocked off 4 of the 6. Almost 5. 8 days to go, although it's kind of slim. 4 out of the 6 for sure. Now, some people might see that as failure. I don't, man. I knocked off 4 goals in the first 3 months already. That's awesome. What's next? So I go on to the next 3 months. I have my 1-year goal, 3-year goals, and I write that at the beginning of my book, so I review it all the time, right? You see, this is what it's all about. Feeling is concentrated vibration, right? So when I look at these things, I close my eyes and I feel it. The minute I feel it, that's concentrated vibration, it's concentrated frequency. And that goes along the lines of this imagination, what Tesla's talking about, frequency and energy, on why so many successful people talk about writing your goals down and reading it 2 times a day, visualizing it 2 times a day, because you're setting out the right frequency. This is actively bringing into your life exactly what you want. If we don't do this and we just let our minds go, unfortunately, we've been using the imagination tool in a way that doesn't serve us. Like I said, think about things that are not good, right? So even myself, like if you look at this in my book here, I got money kicking around, right? Even in my bag, I like cash. I like having a stack of cash. Why? Well, number one, I don't want all my money in the banking system because I can't get it when I want to. But there's something with cash. There's abundance to that, and there's true liberty in that, right? There's times where I go to the store and the card machine's down, right? Cash never fails. So I like having a stack of cash. And a big part of that too is when I have cash, it sets the right frequency in everything on the inside that attracts more money, right? So the opposite of that would be looking at bills all the time, right? So I never knew that's how it worked. I just knew how I felt when I had these things around, so I do more of that. And as I study more, I get to explain it to you guys a little bit more, right? So understanding vibration and frequency, like Tesla, understanding like Einstein and Napoleon Hill talking about imagination being the most powerful force on the planet and has been given it to us for free, to Bob Proctor saying everything is created there. All right. I just want you guys to be very careful today in using your imagination. Craft it. Use the tool that you've been given. Go read that book, Think and Grow Rich. There's a 6-step approach on how to set goals in there. Right? Start imagining what it is you want in your life and start watching all the things that come into your life as a result of doing that. And if we're not setting goals by default, typically our minds go to things that don't serve us, and we'll just find more of that. So I encourage you to set some goals, write some down, read it 2 times a day. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. I always refer back to the book Think and Grow Rich because, man, that's the grandfather of all personal development and is very well written on how to set goals. However, just start. Just start today. Take a piece of paper, write 2-3 things down that you want to accomplish in your life, and start putting energy towards that. Right? It's not going to hurt by doing that. And then refine it over time. Okay, so I hope that helps today. I hope that can help you in your journey in achieving what you want and becoming the best of you. If you like it, hit a like. If you want to drop a comment and talk about this topic, let's have active discussion with everybody in the community. So write some stuff, and I think most of all, please share, because that is what allows us to reach people that's not in the community that could possibly use this information, and we can continue to grow this community together, so that we can continually do the good work, right? And even talking about frequency, when we start having more and more people in this community, and these are the things we talk about all the time, is only going to be better for everybody in the world out there. All right, so like, comment, share. Appreciate you guys being here. Enjoy the rest of your day and let your imagination go wild. See ya.